Hello students. In this lecture on application of derivatives, we will see how to use derivatives in economics. We begin by studying certain properties. The first one, demand is a function of price. This is denoted as D is equal to Fp. Marginal demand is denoted as Dm, which is the derivative of demand with respect to price, that is dD by dP. Supply is also a function of price. So we write it as S is equal to Gp, and marginal supply is given as ds by dp. That is a derivative of supply with respect to price. The total cost function is given as C is equal to Fx, where x is the number of items produced. Now marginal cost, that is Cm, is equal to the derivative of cost with respect to x, that is dc by dx. And average cost Ca is C upon x, that is by dividing the total cost function with the number of items produced, we get the average cost. Total revenue, R is equal to P into D, where P is the price for one item and D is the demand. So here average revenue is given as R upon D. RA is given as R upon D. Now R is nothing but P into D. So P into D by D gives us P. So average revenue is same as the price for one item. So in your mind you can understand this as total revenue is the total selling price that we get, and average revenue is the selling price for one item. So in this way we get total profit, which is given as R minus C. You know that profit is selling price minus cost price. So total selling price minus the cost price gives us the total profit. Begin with exercise 4.5. The first question here, the demand of a commodity at price, it should be P there, at price P is given as D is equal to 40 minus 5P upon 8. Check whether the function is increasing or decreasing. Now here, the demand function is given as 40 minus 5P upon 8. We differentiate this function with respect to price. That is, we differentiate D with respect to P, or we find dd by dp. It is just a simple method of differentiation, isn't it? Where in the function D, 40, the differentiation of 40 becomes 0, and the differentiation of minus 5p by 8 is actually minus 5 by 8. Now minus 5 by 8 is negative, so we write it as less than 0, and we know that when the derivative of a function is negative, the function is decreasing. So we conclude that the demand is a decreasing function in this case. The second question, the price P and for demand D is given as P is equal to 183 plus 120D minus 3D square. Find the demand for which the price is increasing. So here price is given as a function of demand. So let us see how to solve it. So the price function is written here. We differentiate this price function with respect to demand. So we get dp by dd. So dp by dd from the given function p, it comes out as 120 minus 6d. Now they have told us to find the demand for which price is increasing. So we say that price increases, that is p increases, when its derivative is positive. That is dp by dd is greater than 0. So that means 120 minus 6d, the derivative function is positive, greater than 0, which comes out as 120 greater than 6d or 60 greater than d by dividing both the sides by 6. Now we write this fact as d is less than 60. Pay attention to how we write the answer. So we write it as d is less than 60. By changing sides, the order relation also changes. Thus we say that the price increases when the demand is less than 60. The next question, the total cost function for the production of articles is given as C is equal to 100 plus 600x minus 3x square. Now x is the number of articles here. Find the values of x for which the total cost is decreasing. Again, from C is equal to 100 plus 600x minus 3x square, we find the derivative of C with respect to x. So dc by dx turns up as 600 minus 6x. Now the cost is decreasing when dc by dx is negative, that is, it is less than 0. That means 600 minus 6x is less than 0, or 600 is less than 6x, or 100 is less than x. We can write this fact as x greater than 100. So we say that cost decreases when the number of commodities is greater than 100. The fourth question, the manufacturing company produces X items at a total cost of 180 plus 4x. The demand function for this product is given as P is equal to 240 minus X. Consider that P is the price for one item. Okay. So find X, find the number of items for which first case revenue is increasing and the second case profit is increasing. Now here, from the total cost function, that is, we have the total cost function as C is equal to 180 plus 4x, and the price for one item, the selling price for one item is 240 minus x. Therefore, revenue is actually total selling price, that is P into x, where x is the number of articles or commodities. So we get 240 minus x into x. So revenue comes out as 240x minus x square. So the first case, we want to find when is the revenue increasing. For that, our function is a revenue function, which is 240x minus x square. We find the derivative of revenue with respect to x and get it as 240 minus 2x. Now, revenue increases when its derivative is positive. That means dr by dx is greater than 0, or the given function, that is 240 minus 2x is greater than 0. We solve it in this way, and thus we get 120 greater than x, or we write it as x less than 120. So we say that revenue increases when the number of items is less than 120. Now let us go to the second part of the sum, that is profit. Now profit is given as R minus C, total selling price minus total cost price. Just to differentiate it from price, which we write it as P, we denote the profit as pi, the symbol pi that is there. So we say that pi is equal to R minus C, or in this case pi becomes, now revenue is 240x minus x square and cost is 180 plus 4x. So we subtract the two values. Thus we get pi as this value, that is 236x minus x square minus 180. Now we have to find when is the profit increasing. So we find the derivative of profit with respect to x. So d pi by dx, which turns out to be so. Then profit increases when d pi by dx is positive. That means this function should be positive, and therefore we should be getting 118 greater than x, or x less than 118. So for these many number of items, the profit increases. In the next sum, the question is, for manufacturing X units, labor cost is 150 minus 54x and the processing cost is x square. The price of each unit is given as P is equal to 10,800 minus 4x square. Find the values of x, for which firstly the total cost is decreasing and secondly the revenue is increasing. Now here, the total cost is not given directly. We have to find it out from here. Now we know that labor cost is equal to 150 minus 54x and the processing cost is x square. So the total cost comes out as adding both the costs which are there, adding the labor cost and the processing cost. So we get over here total cost, that is C is equal to 150 minus 54x plus x square. Now the price of each unit is also given to us as a function. So from this we get the revenue, which is the total price, that is P into X. So we get the revenue like this, that is by multiplying both the functions, that is revenue function by the number of items, that is X. And therefore we get the revenue as 10,800x minus 4x cube. Now we go on to the sum. In the first case, we want to find when is the total cost decreasing. For that, we need to find the derivative of the cost function with respect to x, that is dc by dx, which turns out to be this function. And then cost decreases when dc by dx is less than 0. Therefore, 2x minus 54 is less than 0, or this value, that is 2x less than 54 or x less than 27. So we say that the cost decreases when the number of items is less than 27. Now the second case, R is equal to 10,800x minus 4x cube, that is a revenue function. We want to find when is the revenue increasing. So we just find the derivative of the revenue function, that is 10,800 minus 12x square, it comes out as. Then we say that R increases when dr by dx is greater than 0. That is when 10,800 minus 12x square is positive, or this way. And solving it further, we get 900 greater than x square. We can write it as x square less than 900. By taking square root on both the sides, we get x less than 30. Now if you see in algebra, when you find the square root can be positive or negative. So x can be either plus or minus 30. But then in our case, the number of items produced is never negative, isn't it? And therefore we get x as less than 30, only the positive square root. So we say that revenue increases when the number of items is less than 30. The sixth question, the total cost of manufacturing X articles is given as C is equal to 47x plus 300x square minus x raised to 4. Find the value of x for which the average cost is increasing or decreasing. Both the cases we have to see how it is. Now first of all, from the cost function, this is total cost. Okay, so what is average cost? Average cost CA is given as C upon x. So we divide the total cost function by x to get the average cost, that is CA. So we get CA as 47 plus 300x minus x cube. Remember, each term is divided by x over here. Now to find when is the average cost increasing or decreasing, we find the derivative of CA with respect to x, which turns out like so, that is 300 minus 3x square, and then CA increases when the derivative of CA with respect to x is positive. Therefore 300x minus 3x square is positive or greater than 0, or we say that 300 is greater than 3x square. Thus we get 100 greater than x square. We take square root and get 10 greater than x, or we can write it as x less than 10. So we say that average cost increases when the number of items is less than 10. In a similar way, you can show that the average cost decreases when x is greater than 10. I leave it to you as an assignment to be done in your notebook. Now there are three further sums which I have included here, which are very similar to the sums which we solved just now. You can try it out in your notebook as assignment. So far, we have completed only 6 sums from exercise 4.4. Still more remains, but that we will be covering in the next lecture after learning further concepts of application of derivatives in economics. So till then, keep safe, keep practicing. Also, subscribe the channel, do press the like icon and the bell icon. We meet in the next lecture now.